You are not going to believe what Benny Blanco just did on camera for the entire world to see, and honestly, Selena Gomez's fans are still recovering from the footage. Make sure you subscribe before we get into this, because this story has layers, and every single one of them is worth your time.
Let me set the scene for you.
Benny Blanco, the man responsible for producing some of the biggest songs you have ever heard in your life, decided it was time to launch a podcast. Now, this is not just any podcast. He did it with his best friend Lil Dicky and Lil Dicky's wife Kristen Badalucco, and they called it Friends Keep Secrets. Sounds innocent enough, right? Just three friends sitting around having a good time and talking. That is exactly what it was, except Benny Blanco's version of a good time turned out to be something that nobody on the internet was prepared for. Picture this. Benny is lounging on a couch, completely relaxed, wearing an orange and white t-shirt and tan pants, looking like a man without a single care in the world. His feet are up, bare, visible to the camera, and the camera does not lie. What people saw on those feet was dirt. Not a little dust from walking across a floor. Actual visible dirt covering his soles and toes, like he had just finished a nature hike with no shoes on and then decided to sit down and record a podcast without addressing the situation first. Now here is where it gets better. Or worse, depending on your perspective. As if the feet were not already enough of a conversation starter, Benny Blanco looked up mid-episode, paused the conversation and said, "Wait, see if you guys could pick this up." And then he farted, on purpose, loudly enough for the microphone to catch it. Then he sat there like a man who had just said something genuinely interesting and waited for the reaction. No shame, no apology, no awkward laugh to soften the moment. Just Benny Blanco doing exactly what Benny Blanco wanted to do, camera rolling, world watching. The internet was not ready. Selena Gomez has one of the most fiercely protective fan bases on the planet, and when that clip started circulating, the comment sections became a battlefield. People were not tiptoeing around their feelings. Someone jumped online and wrote that they could not believe she lets him touch her. Another person wrote in full capital letters asking why she would marry him out of all the men in the entire world. Someone on X said they had no idea how Selena was dealing with it and called what they saw disgusting. The comments kept rolling in, one after another, each one more dramatic than the last, and nobody was hitting the brakes. Then it escalated further. People were not just expressing surprise or cracking jokes. Full strangers on the internet started calling for a divorce. Posts began appearing telling Selena she needed to leave and find someone better. One comment that spread widely said the person had never been more disappointed in Selena than they were in that moment. Over dirty feet and a fart on a podcast. I need you to really sit with that for a second. Here is the thing though, and this is where the story gets genuinely interesting. This was not a new development. Benny Blanco had already handed the internet this exact same energy months earlier. Back in November 2024, he sat down for an interview with People magazine and casually mentioned that he does not shower every day. But he did not just mention it and move on. He had an entire philosophy about it. He explained that when people shower 2 or 3 times a day, the natural oils on your skin do not get a chance to do what they're supposed to do. He said those oils need time to, and I am quoting him here, get juicy. That is his word, juicy. He then went on to describe his entire approach to his personal scent. He said he likes to layer things together, mixing different smells until he gets the combination he wants. He said he wants to smell like tobacco, but also like cotton candy. He said he wants there to be an aroma as he walks by. He described wanting his scent to exist somewhere between masculine and feminine and said he leans more feminine in basically every way. He talked about all of this with the kind of enthusiasm that most people reserve for talking about a passion project. The internet filed it away, and then the podcast happened, and suddenly all of that context came rushing back at once. Now you have the full picture. A man who skips daily showers by design, who wants to smell like a mix of tobacco and cotton candy, who sits on a podcast couch with visibly dirty feet and passes gas on a live microphone on purpose. That is the complete portrait of Benny Blanco, and that is the man that Selena Gomez chose to marry. And here is what makes this whole story so much more interesting than people are giving it credit for. Selena is not confused. She is not a woman who stumbled into this by accident and is now too deep in to find the exit. She has spoken openly and warmly about why she loves him, what he gives her, and why she chose him. When people gave Benny an honorable mention in their Sexiest Man Alive issue in 2024, Selena went onto her Instagram stories and responded in a way that said everything. She wrote that he loves her unconditionally and that he always gets her Taco Bell Mexican pizza. She put those two things side by side without any irony, because for her, they both matter equally. That is not a woman who is tolerating someone. That is a woman who is genuinely happy. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco made it official in November 2025, and by the time that happened, she had already spent enough time in his orbit to know exactly what she was signing up for. She had seen the feet. She had probably been in the general vicinity during the no-shower days. She knew about the tobacco and cotton candy aroma situation. She knew all of it, and she still walked toward him and said, "Yes, this is the person I want. This is the life I choose." That is not a woman who needs strangers on the internet staging an intervention on her behalf. What the entire fan reaction actually reveals is less about Benny Blanco's hygiene habits and more about how deeply people invest themselves in the lives of celebrities. The comments calling for a divorce were written by people who have never met Selena, who have no idea what their relationship looks like on an ordinary Tuesday, who do not know what he says to her in private or how he shows up for her when the cameras are completely off. All they had was a podcast clip and a strong opinion, and they used both with absolutely no hesitation. Selena Gomez has been through things that would have permanently broken most people. She has handled health challenges, years of public scrutiny, and the kind of relentless pressure that comes with being one of the most famous women alive. She is not fragile. She is not making careless decisions. She is a woman who knows what she wants and went out and got it, and what she wanted turned out to be a slightly smelly music producer who makes her laugh and never forgets her Taco Bell order. Honestly, some people would kill for that kind of consistency. The fans will keep watching. The comment sections will keep filling up. Someone will always have something to say about what Selena deserves or does not deserve. But while all of that is happening, Selena Gomez is somewhere married to her person, probably eating a Mexican pizza and completely unbothered by the noise. And Benny Blanco is sitting somewhere barefoot, smelling like tobacco and cotton candy, entirely at peace with who he is. You have to respect it even if you do not understand it. The wildest part of this whole story is that Benny did not do any of this by accident. He was not caught in a private moment. He was on a recorded podcast with cameras rolling, and he still put his dirty feet up and still decided that the world needed to hear what he was about to do. That is the action of a man who has fully accepted himself and genuinely does not require anyone else's approval to feel good about his choices. That is either deeply strange or deeply admirable, and if you ask Selena Gomez, she has already made it very clear which one she thinks it is. This couple is going to keep giving the internet things to talk about, and honestly, we are all going to keep watching. There is something weirdly fascinating about two people who exist at such completely opposite ends of the public image spectrum building a life together, and making it work in a way that confuses everyone around them. Selena brings the grace, the poise, and the decades of carefully maintained stardom. Benny brings the dirty feet, the podcast farts, and the cotton candy tobacco cologne philosophy. Together, they are somehow a complete picture. If this story had you hooked from the very first line, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button right now, because there is always another story coming that is going to have you talking, and you're going to want to be here when it drops.